The group ran a ruthless campaign bombing girls' schools and carrying out public executions.
Is resumed normally this Wednesday. That's probably one of the...
Israel has strongly criticized a European Union decision banning its...
The shoes. That's right. People lined up at stores all over the city overnight to get their hands on the new Air Jordans, perhaps their feet in the new Air Jordans.
So, do you follow the news?
Yes.
Not much here.
Yeah, we do.
Watch the news.
I do.
Yeah, I generally read international news before I read U.S. domestic.
I check up every once in a while on my phone.
We like to keep the world events, not just the local events.
Yes, since I am not from here.
I'd say as a general idea, we're not as well informed as we should be about international affairs.
I wouldn't want to say ignorant, but they tend to follow it less, opposed to people in other countries who tend to be more aware.
My personal opinion, yes, because we try to keep our, mostly the very local focused news, but we don't give the more importance to the world events.
They're more self-centered. And America is just America, and that's all it revolves around.
Yeah.
I think we tend to focus on ourselves, and our news is, unless we're involved in it, like a war or something like that, we tend to learn about ourselves. I don't know whether people care or not, sometimes they're just not even informed.
I think there's much to be desired, but that being said, I don't know if there's too much interest in it. And I think that is changing, and you'll see more international coverage, I believe, purely because the world is becoming a lot more interconnected. Things that happen abroad have a much bigger impact here at home. But I would say it's understandable that, unless there's some sort of humanitarian sort of pull at your heartstrings type story, the average people probably, and even myself included, it's difficult to become as interested in something that's happening abroad as opposed to something here at home. There tends to be less coverage, more emphasis on things that happen at home, things that would matter to the audience more. But I think you will see more of that changing, and I certainly hope so.
It's good to have the world perspective because it's becoming global.
Even on a college campus, people got 5 minutes for the news nowadays. It's become less of that tradition of every morning sitting down with your newspaper and spending an hour with it, at least speaking towards the younger generation. If you've got that 5 minutes for news, it's about having media sources that, if there is the desire to find information about global affairs, then you've got to have the media sources for it.
I like having awareness of what's happening.
To create some sort of format or form where people can become excited about international relations, I think is really important.
I want to be informed.
It's a sort of thing where really anything that brings IR and sort of the world at large to people's thought processes at any point in the day, I think is great.